Internet, and welcome to another wrap-up video. I really cannot believe that it's already October. This is mind-boggling to me. I feel like I just went back to work. I feel like it was just my birthday at the end of August, and this whole month completely flew by. And more than that, I can't believe I read 10 books in September. Now, you'll see a lot of them were children's books, some of them weren't so long, but still, this was a crazy month. So the fact that I felt like I wasn't getting any reading in and I did this much, pretty crazy. The first thing I finished in September was One More Thing, Stories and More Stories by B.J. Novak, who a lot of you might know from his role on The Office. I thought this short story collection was kind of a mixed bag. Some of them I thought were great, some of them not particularly my taste, but that's usually how I find short story anthologies going. Next, I decided to pick up the classic children's tale Peter Pan. I love Peter Pan retellings, but I had never read the original book. And let me tell you, it's not exactly what I was expecting. Peter is really quite an interesting child, and everything that happens on Neverland and the way that the boys treat each other and how Wendy fits in, it was pretty interesting to me. I'm glad that I have this sort of base knowledge, but I'm also glad that I didn't read it as a kid. Going along with more children's books that I'm kind of glad I didn't read as a child is Mary Poppins by P.L. Travers. I was interested in reading this because I have just seen the movie Saving Mr. Banks, so I was interested in knowing how different was the book from the movie that so many people fell in love with. Answer, a lot. I mean, a lot's the same, but a lot was different. It's interesting. Like, things make sense. In a way. Next up, I read Across a Star-Swept Sea by Diana Peterfreund. This is a companion novel to her book from a few years ago, For Darkness Shows the Stars. That one was a retelling of Persuasion. This one was a retelling of The Scarlet Pimpernel, a story that I have never really read or heard of before. The world building was very, very cool. Getting in the mood for some more fantastical events, I decided to go with Neil Gaiman's Stardust, a book that has been on my to-read list literally for years, and I'm glad that I gave it a shot. This is one of those cases where I read the book after I saw the movie. I saw the movie years ago before I even knew a book existed, and it was very cool to sort of compare the two, seeing what they kept, what was changed, how it was adapted. I always find that kind of stuff fascinating, and it is very much Neil Gaiman, but at the same time, man, has Neil Gaiman's voice changed so much in the years since he wrote that book. Trying to expand a little bit into the world of nonfiction and really wanting to participate in an art assignment, see the link to the YouTube channel below, I decided to read Air Guitar. This is a collection of nonfiction, essay, memoir-esque sort of commentaries on democracy and art. I feel like a lot of it was over my head, but I am proud of myself for giving it a shot. And the last of the many, many library books that I read this month, because yes, all of these books I've mentioned so far I got from my local library, was On the Fence by Kasie West. This was a very sweet, very fast read contemporary YA about a girl who is a tomboy, and she is starting to fall for the boy next door, but she feels like they can't have that kind of relationship outside of these conversations that they have at the fence in the middle of the night when neither of them can sleep. Very cute. I would recommend it to anyone who's a contemporary fan. Two of the books I read in September are books that I actually own. The first one is The Winter's Tale by William Shakespeare. I got this book when I was at the Globe Theatre in London this summer, and I've been wanting to read this book ever since I found out where Hermione Granger's name originated from, and also Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants 2. So glad that I finally got to read one of Shakespeare's most famous stage directions, Exit, Pursued by a Bear. I also read Torn by Erica O'Rourke. This was her first published book, I believe, and it is the first book in a trilogy. I was so lucky to meet Erica when she was doing a signing for her new book, Dissonance, and this is now in paperback, and this is a paranormal urban fantasy, kind of. I'll go with it. Tons of Chicago references because Erica is a Chicagoland author, so that was really fun, and it was interesting to see the city almost through a new set of eyes. So if you like paranormal, I would definitely give this one a chance too. And finally, I was lucky enough to read one arc this month. It was an e-galley of Maggie Stiefvater's Blue Lily, Lily Blue. Oh my gosh, the Raven cycle makes my head want to explode, but it's so awesome. The fans of this series are going to be very pleased and ripping their hair out at this next installment because we get a lot of answers, but we also get a heck of a lot more questions. I don't know if it's my favorite book in the series so far. Honestly, I really loved The Raven Boys and I really loved The Dream Thieves. But this one, I was so completely satisfied, and my heart is breaking that we're going to have to wait more to find out how this incredible, incredible series ends. So those are the 10 books that I read in September. I have no idea if I'll be able to keep up this kind of pace in October. I'm guessing no, but you never know. I will definitely be reading The Recruit by Robert much more for the YouTube read-along book club, so if you haven't heard about that, please check out some of my other videos. All of my usual links are down below. Comments are always welcome, and that's it from me for now. Take care. Bye!